Let's see. Twitch is streaming. Go. And YouTube has decided to join it. Look at that. Science, ladies and gentlemen. Science. All right. Everything seems to be working as it should be. My newest character. And you'll note, maximum online character limit reached. Which means if I want to create a new online character, I'll have to delete one. I am not enthused, pardon me again, about that. I was hoping to have one of every mastery. I think we should have 15 slots at least. To your health. And the character's named Jelkhor Joker because she'll be using the Jelkhor blast knives in 7 levels. When she gets to the level, 9 levels. When she gets to the level, she can use them. And we need to find the outcast mage, I think, in Imperial Wellrun. Okay, away we go. So, it's not really a build right now. It's the components of a build. It'll eventually be a build. It's just not quite there yet.
Easy. Too easy.
There is a build with these components. But right now I'm working my way up and kind of winging it. I'm not really following a build guide. I know there's a build. Ow! Oh, this guy sure likes heads. Almost got him, and he's gone.
Yes.
Talk to the outcast mage. Delicious. That's what the build will end up being, is throwing traps. I have enjoyed trap builds in PoE, so this is attractive to me. I have also enjoyed a Jelkhor's blast knife build in last Epoch before. One of my best ever pulls, if you'll pardon the phrasing, happened. I got one of them as a drop. I saw that there was a cool build for it. And decided, well, I'd like to get a second one. Maybe I can make the build. I used one of my only 2 at that time, Runes of Ascendance, which used to be quite rare. Without looking up my odds, I said, well, it'll never happen. Oh my god, first try. And that was how I got my second. Just checking on something real quick. Yep, how I got my second, at that time, Jelkhor blast knife. In this case, I've had 3 of them in the game so far. And one of them had 3 LP. I've only gotten 3 LP items so far, and one of them was on the Jelkhor blast knife, and I took it as a sign. Well, the gods themselves want me to play Jelkhor's blast knives again, so I will. But the new Jelkhor knives build is, what's another word for broken? We'll go with broken. But of course, it probably won't be broken when I'm done with it. Or I'll break it and it won't be broken anymore. How's that? I hate these fucking bone sculptors so much. How much, you might ask? Go ahead, ask. A lot. Hey, Strider. Good evening. So, it seems the counter on my Streamlabs is not working correctly, as it says I have 0 viewers. So, perhaps your eyes are closed? Or, you're a figment of my imagination. For your sake, I kind of hope that it's the first thing. As being a figment of my imagination, you can do better. Yeah, you can do better, I think, than my imagination. So right now I am using, well, I was going to say 3 subpar skills. They're not 3 subpar skills. It's just neither one of them. 2 of them aren't good yet. And the third one is not great at all. And is just being used temporarily, so I hate these bone sculptors so much. They are the worst. Basically in all of my various and sundry ARPGs, I hate mobs that create other mobs. And these guys are hard as hell to kill and constantly raising more and more and more mobs. They just freaking suck. These ones. The bone sculptors. They're just... because they're such freaking hit point sponges, they're the opposite of fun. Generally speaking, mobs that are hit point sponges are not fun, but particularly when they're summoning other mobs, that's just insulting. But that's what the build will eventually look like, is me throwing traps, the traps throwing out huge bolts of lightning in every direction and things falling over. There is an actual build made out of these components. We'll see what I come up with on my own. Hey, Vorp. I'm working on my Jelkhor's build. By the way, going through my stash last night, I found I have a +3 to explosive traps, or whatever they are. Explosive? Yeah, explosive traps. Chest piece. A +3. Doesn't quite make up. Well, actually, it probably does make up for the subpar LP3 Jelkhors. And I did see that Rax was working on his today. Don't spend those points in the damage. You want the extra utility stuff. Oh, eventually, yeah. For right now, I will have to rearrange later. I know that. But for right now, I need the damage. Rather a lot, actually. I'm just winging it. I'm not really following a build guide. I know the basic components. I hate bone sculptors so much. I mean, I don't imagine any of them are still using puncture at level 28. Any of the real builds. Yes, that's already in. I'm already have the traps activating detonating arrow. And I'm 8 levels from getting, being able to use the Jelkhors. And I found out the sad truth about the maximum number of builds you can have. So for me, it's 9 of various classes. For you, it will be 1 of something and 8 rogues. More generally, yeah, it's 9 characters. 95. Impressive. And how many points in marksman? My highest is 92 now, I think. My Void Knight. I will talk with the Oracle. Oh, Seer, Oracle. 0 points in marksman is exactly what I expected. Oh, I hate those assholes. The bone sculptors. They're the worst mob in the game. Not because they're likely to kill you, they're just the most fucking annoying. And sadly, I don't have any big single target damage. I hate them so much.
Welcome, traveler.
Welcome, traveler. She's cheery, given the fact that she was just attacked by the undead and saved by me. Let's see. 942, 1009. Not quite.
May Terra smile upon you.
That would be nice, if a terrorist smiled on me. I'm dead. I am curious, how do they talk? They've got no lips, no tongue, no vocal cords. I'm just saying that they shouldn't realistically be able to talk. Oh, sure, you can say it's magic, but, you know, not everything can be magic. I guess actually, everything kind of actually could be magic. Never mind. Right now, the only thing keeping me from doing full-time traps, which do pretty good damage, is I just don't have the mana to support it, or the mana regen. How are we doing on our Weaver's Will? I've already finished off one Weaver's Will set of boots. This one's not looking so great for me with Int. And this is health converted to ward, fire damage, and cold resistance. Again, not a great one for me. Since my build is already kind of subpar, I'm going to go ahead and farm Weaver's Will items until I actually need good stuff to support the build. It is a shame that there's literally nothing, realistically, in Marksman to support this build other than detonating arrow. One thing you realize later on is you can create low-level legendaries with max-level affixes. That is correct. That came through feedback by the players, that having leveling items where you could make a 4 LP piece of crap into an incredible leveling item. It's like I have the Viper's tail as a leveling belt. I'm not using it right now because I'm leveling up other items with Weaver's Will. I'll show it to you when I get to. I'll show it to you when I get to the bank. Initially, the levels would go up to, I think, whatever the Exalted was. But the players in the pre-release period, I know Ziz was a big advocate for, no, make them awesome awesome leveling stuff. So right now, if I pop back to the Outcast camp, it's here. A potion slot, 18 health, and 27% elemental resistance. 27% elemental resistance is a big freaking deal at low levels. That was well worth it. I also on one of my characters I have a 1 LP ladle with, I think, spell damage, high tier spell damage, and I haven't done anything with this one yet. It doesn't have great stats, but it has 2 LP. This one has very, very good stats and 1 LP. So, quite a difference. Too bad I can't mush them together. All right, back to the Fallen Tower, where we're headed towards Imperial Fatima. For those of you who may not know him, Vorpine is a friend, a longtime guildmate, and the one and only mod this channel has. Yeah, I just don't have much in the way of single target right now. So that is what I need to work on going forward, which is why I'm not worried about where my points are going right now, because I just need to kill stuff in the short term. But that's what it's going to look like eventually. Lots of traps blowing crap up. Ooh, gold. There's gold. You can see the traps work pretty well on groups. Not so great on Single target. Level 30. Into Imperial Fatima we go. Oh my god, it's going to take so long to defeat the Admiral. It's going to take me forever. Where did I leave off here? Let's see. Health and health gain on glancing blow will be good eventually. We do not want more mana running away from us. Well, that'll allow us to gain health and mana back faster. Oh, that's right. And once we hit a level where we can use the knives, we get a reduced cost on the arrow. Reduced mana cost on detonating arrow. That'll make things a lot easier. All right, so we'll be fine once we get there. Yeah, I believe I've got like a 6 and a 3. I hate those bone assholes, the bone sculptors, so very much. This is, I think, going to get ugly. I think there's too many of the big mobs here, and I'm going to be in trouble. So I better start clearing out a few of them. And maybe killing this bone asshole while he keeps summoning up mobs. Because I don't think we get XP for those. And we have another bone sculptor, because of course we do. The bone sculptors can res or create the bone golems? Oh, I hate them. I thought I hated them before. I hate them so much more now. Alright, this thing has to die. I'm going to kill it. Why isn't it dead yet? T6 or T7 mana regen will help a ton on top of it, though. Yeah. Is there another one of those summoning assholes around? There is. Have I mentioned that I really don't like them? Maybe not. I really don't like them. Alright, you guys have fun chasing yourselves. I'm on a boat. Now I'm on a boat. Okay, I'm on a pier. Then I'll be on a boat. Still deathless so far. So far. Alright, then I'll just run straight to the boat. The Imperial Dreadnought. It dreads noufing. Oh, can't go that way. a big boy up here, usually. There he is. We can studiously and carefully avoid. Well, something in my weavers improved. That is Nodnox subscribing. Thank you very, very much, Nodnox. Welcome back. Hope your evening isn't sucking. You know me, always trying to set a really high bar for everyone. I am enjoying adult leisure beverages myself this evening. Fine will do. Level 31. Where was I? Going up here. Actually got a cider with you. Apple and strawberry. Very nice. I approve. Oh, non-alcoholic. Well, I still approve. Okay. I don't disapprove. No, it's a good choice. Took them forever to step on my trap, break their mother's back. Enough of you, sir. It's going to take me so long to kill the Admiral. How long? That long. Maybe longer. On your meds. Make up for that on the side. Well, at least you've got something. Uh-huh. Shoot your green beam, I don't care. Mr. Green Beams. Fools! Fools! Sorry, wrong class. And it's Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Technically, I guess sort of Spider-Corpse, because he is, after all, dead. To defy the Emperor is death. Yes, but whose? Yours or mine? Okay, no mercy. He from his lips. Ow. I'm planning on getting off your ship in about 2%. Okay, I'll get off your ship now.
Hurry and break these afterwards. I'll take that as a yes. Get to the railing and give a signal when you're ready.
I will get to the railing and go over the side.
was actually kind of refreshing. Now, where are we?
Let's see. Currently using this. Will any of these be better? Odds are no, but not impossible. That's a maybe. Well, that's actually a maybe. Well, let's see how much we can, how much oomph we can give it. Also, as you said, you can't drink alcohol and react as if you were food poisoned. Yeah, I've had some friends who had extremely averse reactions to alcohol. Bow damage, that's percent. Bow attack speed, bow physical damage. And physical damage, both. That sounds cool. So now we're up to 45 and increased physical. Alright, that used up all of it, but we're now at 47. I expect this will be better. 949. Yep, significantly better. Alright, we got a new bow. Papa's got a brand new bow. Throwing attack speed. That's got health. That doesn't do much for me at all. Congratulations, you're elected. Alright. We have a new bow. We'll be doing more damage.
You washed up safely. See problem in? Yes. I'll only slow you down.
That's true, you would only slow me down. I do enjoy a trap gameplay style. I've enjoyed it a lot in PoE. I expect I'll enjoy it here. It's just not an especially demanding play style, generally speaking. Allows me to chat. More bad luck for you guys. Lots and lots, and also lots of scorpions. Well, you're waiting for them to patch this? For which particular thing? There are a couple of instances of things. I'm kind of waiting for them to lower the prices on tabs. Because I'm that awful when it comes to stuff. Inventory management is the the bane of my existence in most games. 150 hours into its release, nearly everything you touched was either bugged or underdeveloped. Well, the underdeveloped is not going to be changing anytime soon. Some of the bugged stuff we know is already. But it's going to depend on the exact bugged thing of which you speak. Something is poisoning the crap out of me. Or possibly poisoning the crap into me. Not entirely clear which. Oh, these things are really annoying too. I think the mobs that annoy me the most are the ones that are just incredible hit point sponges. It's just, they're not, that's never a fun mechanic. Never a fun mechanic. And having to stand there and talk to that guy, no matter how fast we do it, to move on with the storyline while I'm getting spat at. Not my favorite mechanic in the world either. Where were we? I think, yeah, we want to go there. Get the longer repeating options. Let's see. Disappearing characters, getting deleted wrongly. Well, yeah, they have some UI issues. I would say that the UI issues are a significant source of irritation for me. And for instance, with Darth microtransactions, how he lost his character was completely due to an unacceptable implementation on UI. For me, it's more the issues of usability, especially stuff that appeared for release that wasn't in the game previously. The stuff like the inability to keep windows open when you're crafting as they constantly close or change precedence, change focus and stuff like that. That wasn't in the game until the release, so I don't know what the hell happened with that. Ward skills not interacting correctly, graphics missing, special effects missing, text not showing, items disappearing, characters getting deleted wrongly, and so forth. Yeah, a lot of those I haven't particularly heard of, but most of them I have. And always, anything like this, the pain points are going to vary widely by person. I could easily die here for the first time. Is there enough of these big, unpleasant monsters? The hit point sponges. I hate them in games. They're never a fun or interesting mechanic. They're always just an annoyance. At least one thing I'll give these ones is that you kill them and they turn into something else. That's a perfectly good mechanic. That's a lot of health. Now, granted, my single target damage is crap. But my point about hit point sponges holds regardless. They always just suck. It's never an interesting mechanic. I would like to see something done about that. But that's a design decision. A lot of the hit point sponge mobs weren't in the game until release either. So that's one of the things I would like to see tuned. For me, the biggest real pain point is occasionally getting disconnected and losing Not like game progress, but progress in the maps. You know, if the map I'm in, I go through one map, and I'm almost at the end of the next map where there's a waypoint, and I don't get the waypoint because it craps out on me. It DCs. That is infuriating beyond words for me. That's what I mean by a lot of the stuff that people are going to be unhappy about are going to be very personal choices. Things that really just piss them off from a gameplay point of view. And those are definitionally valid because that's personal. And into Jelkhor. Another point, and we're going here for dodge. Our dodge is currently at 278. Our armor's higher. That seems somewhat unlikely. Why? Am I getting a bunch from this? 84 from that, I guess. Yeah, on the Weaver's well items. Oh, okay, so the belt is done now. So it's got tier 4 potion to ward, tier 3 fire damage, tier 7 cold resist, that's 73%, and tier 2 health regen. And then by default, increased armor, mana spent gained as ward, and damage to stunned enemies. Here we've got 3 more to go on these boots. They've got int, vit, health regen per second, and health regen. Wow, well no wonder I'm not dying. This thing's got 26 health regen, and between these two, it's got 46 increased health regeneration percentage. So with just those right there, I'm gaining 37 health per second. No wonder I ain't dying.
Now, it's Tiny Oracle. The way the Oracle. Hey now, I've seen how you handle.
Because in the immortal words
All you need to do is
of Clint Eastwood, dying ain't much of a living. But realistically, that is why I'm not dying, I think, is...
Too easy.
Another point of Weavers. 2 left. 2 left on the boots.
Easy.
Is he coming back? Don't come back. He didn't come back. Ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back. Quit teleporting around, you jerk. And you jerks. And quit going rampant, and where does everyone keep coming from? Oh, this guy's tough too. Poison bun hit. Yeah, he's unpleasant. Got him. All I had to do was hold down a button for 30 seconds.
Let's see.
So I think at 38,
In the slums,
when we get the daggers,
she told me
it'll finally be a build.
Nagasa.
So 5 more levels.
content to slither through the shadows.
Give or take. All stacks. Oh, that seems pretty good. I'm just winging it here, so don't expect a good build by any means. And if you were ever expecting a good build from me, are you crazy? Actually, the build I've been making on my Forge Guard has played just fine, despite the fact everyone seems to think Forge Guard is terrible. Mine's been fine. See what I mean? Just the hit point sponginess is just, it's not fun. It's just not fun, guys. Please, just stop. Just make them do more damage. If you need to make them harder, just make them do more damage. Because the spongy isn't fun. And again, another one of these freaking bone assholes. Bone sculptors. They're the worst of them, but they're not the only one. There are a number of the very large hit point sponge mobs that just, they're not fun. And one of the things this game does so well is so much of the game is just fun. To the not fun list, I will add having to make us converse with these people. Making us click through it is a rotten design decision. And I will add as a specific on that, if there's a shop NPC, you know, you can buy and sell stuff from, and you open a conversation with them and the options are shop or leave, get rid of that entire dialogue. It is utterly worthless. We can hit escape to get out of the shop just as fast. It requires us to have one click only. Open the shop. That's all talking to a shop NPC should ever do. No conversations. None. It's a waste of our time. It's not a huge deal, but it doesn't need to be there. And in fact, it shouldn't be there. That one's just... that one's not even a design decision. That's just a bad choice. It serves no one any useful purpose. Is there something hiding behind me, shooting at me? I think that may be the axe I occasionally throw because of one of the items I have. Alright. More dodge and parry. Or dodge and glancing blow. I will come back and think about that. But there's a mob that needs killing. Missed me, haha. Maybe I shouldn't taunt the big golem man. like that. That's why I shouldn't probably taunt the big golem fella. He doesn't like it.
3.
No,
No.
4.
4 layers of arcane walls. Oh, let's hope it's only she told me it'd take the courage of a Ruby Nagasa. I didn't expect this. That's one step closer to get
4 to go. Everything will get easier once we have our 2 Jelkhor blast knives. Alright, let me pop back to the Outcast camp. I need to refill my cup because it runneth under. Up. There we go. I'll be right back. We'll see if I remember to turn that off. And, true to my threat, I'm back. $24, $24. No. Well, thank you, Nodnox. Physical, void. I don't think we need the void anymore. Mana. A little more mana would be good. More health regen. Well, health regen seems like it's working for me right now. We'll stick with that. Bow speed, bow physical, bow damage. That seems to still be working okay. And I'll sell all that stuff. Hey, that's okay. Your job here is to watch and hopefully enjoy, not to drive the conversation. If you choose to converse, you are obviously welcome to. If you choose not to, you are equally welcome. And that holds true for however many of you are out there, because Streamlabs tells me that none of you are out there and I'm hallucinating the whole thing. So evidently I'm hallucinating all of you. And I'm pretty sure that means I am one messed up puppy. Yeah, well, I certainly, I couldn't attest in court that you were here. I have a distinct memory of you being here, of chatting, but I'm old. And my memory is not potato. What were we talking about? These are the items I'll be needing. Level 36. I thought it was 38. It's 36. We're closer than I thought. This one had LP3, and it took the best affix. It ate the best affix and left me with 1 very good and 2 certainly fine affixes, but it ate the best one. So we have, -9 mana cost, so we should be fine. But that will bring the entire build together in a mere 2 levels, and at that, since we're that close, we'll go ahead and we'll start carrying them around with us. Waving them around as if they were our general purpose weapons.
Yes. Be well.
Be well. I'm getting close to being well. Where are we? We are in Mayelka. And once we get those puppies in, the build will actually flow. There are a number of people playing the build with these basic components. Their builds are, I'm sure, actually good. Unlike, say, I don't know, me. Where I'm mostly just winging it. Although, frankly, even just that mana is improving things a lot. It's, ladies and gentlemen, the Stygian Warden! Should be able to shot him out. Yeah. A transfusion casket. That's a lovely sounding name.
This squares. I wish I'd seen it. I can only imagine how she feels.
Grab a potion. Drink a potion. Don't worry. It's just for science. The amount of shots that I'm just clean missing is depressing. Stop stunning me, you jerks. Close. Getting closer. Closer. That is a lot of freaking golems. Way more golems than anyone should reasonably expect to have to deal with. Ow. Hi. Once again, things are getting dicey. There's level 35. We need... Whoa! One more. There was some condition on me that was really particularly unpleasant. No, nothing particular there. We'll get to a place where we can have a moment to look at our spec. Now, this is the guy we need to kill. The Praetor. Oh, these mobs that summon more mobs. I hate them so much. And I don't even think we get XP for summoned mobs that we kill. Which is just criminal, frankly. Got him. Almost got him. Got him. We'll check on that. Okay. We now have a moment. We hit 35. Let's see. Eventually, we're going to lose that one. Probably pretty soon, because this one's going to become free in another level. So we need that, I don't think. So it's traps, penetrating shot, or explosive shot, shift, and smoke bomb. So I think probably smoke bomb, but for me, I'm going to go with shift. Let's see. Cooldown recovery. Yes, please. That would be very nice. I will have one cooldown recovery speed 3 times. Thanks. Let's see. Buff duration. Increase movement speed for a brief moment after shifting. That's significant. Yeah, a little bit more survival seems good. Over here. Clustered explosives. Pretty sure we want that eventually. So we'll put another point in here for our maximum traps. Increased health. That's good. Armor shred duration. I'm okay with that. Ah, that's a keeper, I think. Physical resistance and necrotic resistance. Well, we're going to be not having that available soon anyway. So, oh, we have another point. Did we have 2 points? I guess we had 2 points. Oh, I hadn't come over here. Let's see. What was I going to go next? What do we got in Falconer? Haste. Sure, haste is nice. Minion damage. No. Dodge rating and maximum health gained as endurance threshold. Dodge rating 7 per point. That seems pretty good. Increased dodge rating 3% and increased mana regen. You gain mana when you dodge. We probably want to get that up to the 4-point bonus. I don't have enough in here yet. I need another 5 before I can get to that. Do I want to put 3 more in here? Or do we want to put them more in the dodge? Oh, that's 25 dodge. That's going to be a total of 35 dodge, and maximum health gained is endurance. Well, we're going to end up with a couple in there anyway. And probably 3 more here. Yeah.
Hidden so Clem, a word of advice. Don't ask her about the diamond matrix.
I won't ask her about the diamond matrix. Thanks for the advice, Alaric. Or Alric. think it's just Alric, isn't it? I have a friend whose middle name is Alaric. It's a very cool middle name. Well, it's a very cool name. How about we just blow your asses up while we escape to the Oracle's abode? Well, Elric is a cooler name. And actually, it was with my friend whose middle name is Alaric that we had discussions about many years ago about who should play Elric if they made a movie. And we both came to the same conclusion that it should have been, he was in his prime at the time, David Bowie. Elric is a character, if you're not familiar with it, in books by Michael Moorcock.
May I tear a smile upon you?
Can I help you?
See, this is one. You should just click on him and it opens the shop. Anything else is bullshit.
Stay safe, fella.
We don't need to talk to him. If we have a story NPC, give us a story NPC. I don't know. I don't know if the closest he's come to the sort of distancing lassitude that I would expect from Elric was in the Ninth Gate. Or the Nine Gates. I think it's the Ninth Gate is the title of it, if you've seen it. That's a bit of an obscure movie ref. All right, she gave me the quest, right? Yeah. You and me are two of the few who've seen it, Nodnox. I actually own a copy. I think it's my favorite Johnny Depp movie, actually. Of course, I am a sucker for a movie that is very, very unconventional in subject and approach. I've never seen any other movie that I can remember about a shady antique book dealer. All right, we're off to the ruined coast. No, it didn't. Well, it's an unusual movie, so the subject matter, some people is obviously going to find off-putting. But no, it definitely did not review well. Now, soon we'll be able to fire off a whole bunch more. See, what caught my eye initially about the non-broken version of this build was the Jelkhor's blast daggers, in that they convert detonating arrow from a bow skill to a knife skill. To a dagger skill. So I thought that was really cool, and so I wanted to play it, and I had a lot of fun with it. But now it turns out that there's a build that uses exploding trap, the new addition to rogues, to make a really busted ass build. So, what was my little build I was going to break out later in the league turns out to be an absolute powerhouse, and I don't even get any bonus points for with playing an unusual build, because it's not an unusual build because it's broken. But I was going to play it when it wasn't broken. Damn it! I deserve some cool for that. I don't get it. I got the thingy, right? Yes, I did. So we step in. By the way, this is where your character will unlock access to the Temporal Sanctum, which is where you can take unique items with legendary potential and smoosh an exotic item into them if you're not familiar with the system. Allows you to take an item with a very high tier item with 4 affixes and smoosh it into an item with legendary potential. This one had legendary potential of 3, and so it got 3 of the affixes when I smooshed them together, making a good item into a really good item. And that's... Oh, thank you, Nod Knox, for +1 cool. And that's what makes the legendary system in this game so goddamn smart. Allowing an entire other tier. You've got unique items, which are cool. You've got exalted items, which are really good. And random, these are really good. Well, some of them are really good. Some of them are very, very niche. And some of them aren't that good at all. But if they drop with legendary potential, allowing you to smoosh the two together to make an extraordinary one-of-a-kind weapon is an awesome, fun idea. A really great addition to the ARP genre. But that is the Temporal Sanctum. And that's also where the skip is. If you want to skip content, you get to about level 45 is where I do it. You can go out to Monoliths, level up a little bit more. Although you can do this at 45, I imagine. You beat the boss here, and you go out the far end of the dungeon, and it drops you into an end game area and allows you to skip over a bunch of the content in the storyline and go almost straight to either the Merchant's Guild or the Circle of Fortune. We need to go back to the Imperial Era. We must go back. Cash in one quest. Ah, delicious.
Oh, yes.
Health and dodge. And we are about a third of a level, almost exactly a third of a level, from being able to equip our 2 Jelkhor's blast knives
Greetings.
and blow shit up. Oh, look, another point. And there we go, more momentum. Into the catacombs. You little bastard, stop spitting shit at me. Did your mother ever tell you that that's disgusting? That is level 36. Dum-ba-ba-dum. I'm almost... Whoa! Do not... Now's not the time to get murdered. You're almost deathless to your Jelkhors. You could just freaking die. Thank you. Thank you for just freaking dying. Alright. Good. How's my evil laugh? We're doing okay with that? Let's see. So with this in place, our detonating arrow is doing 1200 damage, costs 8 mana. No mana, says 541. That's not the case. So that's there, and I think we will move that to there for now. And we'll see how things work. Now it's a melee weapon. When I had this build back in pre-release, I just had so much fun with it. All right, now we've given that a shot. Let's see where we're off to next. Mana gained. Mana below half health. Mana gain is probably pretty good. Because we're about to start using up a bit more mana because we're about to start throwing around some traps. Yo. Yep, I think we are now in full-on, we're throwing traps mode. We keep detonating arrow for now on our hotbar. Eventually, it won't be on the hotbar at all. Ooh, +1 for the evil laugh. Thank you, Knock Knocks. It's a work in progress. And this is what the build really looks like. Anyone who's ever played a trap build in Path of Exile, pretty much going to play exactly the same way. It does unlive them. Which I've been led to understand is a phrase that now gets used a lot because TikTok's automated algorithm pick up saying things like death or gun. So now people on TikTok don't say gun, they say pew pew, and people don't say dead, they say unlive. Because otherwise the algorithm will censor or at least not promote what's a TikTok. God, I hope you're being honest and don't know, in which case you're a blessed man. Got him. Ah, okay. In essence, they have small videos, short videos. And what their algorithm is built around is getting people to watch short, fun videos and flip to the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, next. Then consider it very similar to YouTube Shorts, but much more viciously algorithmized. Also, directly controlled by the Chinese government. Now, they will deny that they're directly controlled, but one of the board of directors is appointed by the Chinese government, and the Chinese government gets their hands on all of the information that they collect about their users. I would be completely off Facebook, except I've got some friends. That's my only realistic way of keeping in touch with them. I post on Facebook maybe once every 3 months as a response to something one of my friends has posted. And I will always post a thank you for the kind wishes on my birthday. And that's it. And I would get rid of that if I could. As oh, that's right, I get six more points to spend with my Jelkhor knives. Yeah, I would get rid of it if I could, but some of my friends are. That's the only way I can keep in touch with them realistically. Let's see, so we've got no points in there yet. Chance to shock enemies. Well, we probably want to shock them. No, we don't want to lose the lightning. Homing arrows. Well, we're not using arrows that way. When you hit an enemy with detonating arrow that already has an arrow attached, no, we're not doing that. We don't do that. Beast Slayer arrow. Detonating arrows deals more damage multiplicative. The explosion deals... Oh, we're getting somewhere. I think there. Copper Dusk to less elemental resistance while they have an arrow attached. We don't really actually arrow them. Have less movement speed. Explosion hit deals more damage multiplicative. Attack speed, increased crit chance. Reduced arming time. That seems good. Circle or cone area. I'm not sure if that applies. I want those two. Alright, there we go. Does that one work since it speaks about arming time? The arming time I don't think will apply, but the damage and the explosion hit. The damage will. You're right, though. I'm not sure it does at all. The damage still will, and it's multiplicative. But I think this one's probably better. So I will remove 2 points. And those will come back pretty quick. Yeah. The multiplier still would go off. I don't think the other stuff would. Oh, it feels... Trapper. And now I'm going to get a unique. Because there's a location here where a unique always drops. but it doesn't make a lot of builds. It's very, very good in dot builds, though, that's for sure. Right. No, there was additional multi based on how long. There was a flat 10% multi. Bing! There it is. Singularity. You can put one of them, but you can't crit. It's multiplicative, though, so if it was additive, yeah, it's 10% multiplicative. So I'm not sure it makes the final build, but it's not bad. It's a more multiplier instead of a increase. Anything here worth picking up? That might be. Not for this build, but for some other build. Somewhere. Sometime. So you can always get the legendary singularity there. And that is like between 10 and 20% more multiplier, but you can't do crits. So obviously it's not for a crit build, but for dot-based builds and such, that is big. A 20% more multiplier for one square in your idols. Why are you guys still there? Ah, it's beautiful. So much fun. The build was so painful until I finally got access to my Jelkhor knives. Now it's this. Look at them just explode. It's the most fun I can have with my clothes on. That's not true. And up. And next up is the big slug. Hi, big slug. He's melting pretty good, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I have no idea. You know, the community tab is always a lie. I have no idea. It's been telling me 0 viewers all night. So, yeah, I have no idea how many are actually here. I know you and Vorp were here at the same time, so that was at least 2 then. I have no idea if there's anyone else in channel. It's unusual for me to only have 1 these days. These days I'm normally between 5 and 10, depending on what I'm playing. Where was I? I was going here, wasn't I? Yes, I was. So normally I would have an informed number as to how many people there were, but right now I have no idea. Hold it, I clicked on a thing that I probably shouldn't have clicked on. Alright, that's not helpful. Restream doesn't tell me as to how many viewers I have until it gives me the after report. So, I don't know. If it's just me and you, then that's the way it is. Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time I had been alone in channel. If you were to leave and there's nobody else, I'd cry. But it wouldn't be the first time.
This is the car quickly. Go to the center of the device when you're ready. I'll get us out of here.
I'll look and see what it how many Twitch thinks I have watching. Twitch thinks I've got 2. I don't know if YouTube actually has a dynamic number display. So I don't know what number that would be, if any. Need to stay awake another 8 hours. So I've got company. 8 hours. So what? Until like 10 a.m.? Hey! Lurking. See? Thank you very much. He's still lurking. So at least there's one person on each platform. Yeah, I have no idea. Normally, most of the time I have the live feed numbers of from Streamlabs of the number of people. I'm not sure if that's total. I think it's the total. But for whatever reason, it's not working tonight. Thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it.
The Emperor when you're trying over there.
Thank God, I was afraid I was alone with Nod Knocks in here.
Go. I want to. I'll try. Hopefully, I will see you soon.
Just kidding, Nod Knocks. As far as you know. Thank you. You too. Have a great night. My build finally woke up. My night will be better. It kills things now. Much, much better. Into the Rustlands. Got to get the kids up at 6 a.m. and the wife up at 8 a.m. and then after that, and then you can sleep until dinner needs to be made, if you can sleep. I am not and have never been a morning person. Gotta say, this version of the Jelkhor blast knives build is even more fun than the Jelkhor blast knives version was. The mines are more fun, but then I enjoyed the mines build archetype from PoE, so that doesn't surprise me that I would enjoy this one. We have a build, ladies and gentlemen. Would I have found this on my own? I actually might have found this one on my own if I had carefully read through the explosive trap spec and seen that you could use it for leverage explosive trap. Detonating arrow? Yeah, detonating arrow. Is Flame Blast the one that grows over time and then explodes? I'm used to, when I think of Flame Blast, I think of Flame Blast from WoW. Yeah, I don't remember. I might have been a Mines version. I can't remember. But I ran Flame Blast at least once and maybe twice. That is pretty good. Self-cast with a lot of cast speed. Yep, that would work. Never liked the mine gameplay in PoE, but I always liked the traps. I love gold! Played all archetypes and PoEs over the years. I played a lot.
Right. I'm willing to tell you there should be.
In my early years, there were a few I played a lot more than others.
Or worse.
I've only played mines a couple of times. I didn't particularly like it. The two-click mechanic behind it always felt clumsy. It's better, at least, when you set it to your move key. You set the detonate to your move key. It's much, much better for me. That improved it a lot. I enjoyed totems. I played a lot of mines. Early on, I played an enormous amount of Sunder, because that was the first build, or first build guide I ever followed was a Sunder build, and that's when I finally kind of understood how builds worked in the game. It's like, oh, I get it now. All right, yeah, now I understand. And I played a bunch of Essence Drain Contagion builds over the years. That was always a safe one to play. That's a lot of them. All right, we're going to pick them all up. Got them all. This thing's going away real soon now. Next time I'm in town, I have a little bit of time. Until then, I've never really enjoyed Detonate Dead, and I'm not sure why. And Detonate Dead has been big-time meta for a couple of years now. I even tried it once in the meta, and it didn't grab me. It wasn't especially effective for me, which probably means I was misplaying it. Well, certainly means I was misplaying it. I've played Cast on Crit Cyclone a few times. That's fun because I always love a spin to win build. Spin to win's fun in this game too, Warpath. There's just something viscerally satisfying about a well-implemented spin to win. The cast on crit can be particularly abusive in PoE. Yeah, I choose to be a little bit careful. Most PoE streamers will always make the cast on crit and reduce it to a cock build. Or, cast on crit and static orb, so it's cock and balls build. Something like that. I prefer to be a bit more cerebral when it comes to my dick jokes. Cerebral. Head. That right there would have been the opposite of a cerebral dick joke, actually. Yep, I got ahead. That's it. I see our dirty minds went to the exact same place. Very good. Alright, leveling up this build the rest of the way I think is going to be fun. It was pretty painful getting to 36, whatever it was, to get the blast knives activated. But now I expect it's going to be entertaining. Wow, I say that and almost instantly get stunned and have half of my health removed. Maybe I should shut up. In this case, I guess I got a little bit ahead of myself. Ah! Yeah, I was a little cocky. Good point. What can I say? I'm having a ball. I need to change the title of my stream to All Dick Jokes All the Time. killed you once. Alright, there must be one more of them. Yeah, there it is. Stop jumping over my explodies, jerk.
Just like that.
You assume there's an audience for that? It's Twitch. Of course there's an audience for that.
Hoping this would lead us closer.
The necropolis of the deep. That's level 39. I enjoy blowing shit up. It brings out the 12-year-old boy in me. Yulia's Haven. We'll get to town. We'll do our upskilling stuff. Sell. Check our gear.
Serious boy, and two when he fled. I saw him heading deep.
I am Jelkhor from the heart of the citadel is beyond. There is an exit near the Emperor's throne, giving you a chance to...
Alright, more splodies. Who don't like splodies? I like splodies. We can come back to that one later. Then we go there, I think. Yes, then we go there. Another point here. I'm gonna, first of all, let me refill my cup. Because it's empty-ish. I'll be right back. I'm back. Typical sign that gameplay feels good. You have skill points to use, but you just press on. Yeah. I'll get to it. No hurry. See, all he does is a vendor, a little bit of chat and a vendor. When you click on him after the first time, just open the sales window. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Old man is old, and he forgets things. %. What is it, like 5 to 20? 8 to 20. 14%, I don't think that makes the cut. I've got 4 of them sitting in my bank already. I think throwing damage and throwing attack mana cost both work. So for instance, right now it's at 8.99. 10.20. They work. That's a keeper, bow elemental damage, and efficiency with decoy. I just don't think mana efficiency with decoy is that big a deal. There are a number of the affixes where I just think it's not worth it. Eh, 4% is low for a two-parter, a 2x1 or 1x2. 17, on the other hand, is good. All right, we have also capped out on our belt and boots. We may have another pair of boots that we can continue skilling up because we don't have any specifically really good boots to use. So first, let's see. Currently have 2 of those. Both have LP1. We have 2. We have 1 with LP, so we'll sell that. I started off being really, really organized with my idols and my tabs and all that stuff. It's not that way anymore. And it probably never will be until the next cycle or season. We do, however, have more open space here, and I think increased area with detonating arrow. Boom. And also increased physical damage. So, yeah, that should be okay. Need more cider? Be right back. I can't for the life of me blame you. Traps. 1 max trap with explosive trap. Increased throwing attack speed. That's going to have to wait. I actually think I have 2 of those. Yeah, I do. This one has 20% elemental resistance. Holy crap, that's good. That's just bonkers good. So I'll be using both of those when I get a few more idle spaces open. Now let's see. I'm going to really quickly scan through my uniques and see if there's anything that I should be using instead of the stuff I'm currently using in my rares slots. It's a maybe, but probably not. Certainly nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Although these both open up at level 44, and one of them probably has got to be significantly better. Well, bow attack speed, I don't know. And then bow cold damage. I'm not using the bow, so... Oh, and I couldn't use it anyway because I have 2 daggers. Never mind. So that's a no. The set pieces, generally not very good, sadly. All right, we do have another pair of boots, so we're going to swap these out. These in. And we have 2 more 16 Weaver's Wheel belts, so because right now I'm not pressed at all. I don't want to give up these gloves, though, because these gloves are very good. But I am willing to spend a little time to skill up, get the weavers well on these two belts. Because any belt I would have would not be a huge, vast, large, throbbing improvement. What? Anything else? Need to go. Got access to a lot more bows now. We don't need them. Let's see, the Rogue Relic. Damage to ignited, throwing fire damage with burning daggers. Don't think that's a thing I can do. Burning daggers. Increase 42% chance to throw a burning dagger on hit with a 1 second cooldown. It's got a lot of leech. Damage. All damage leech does health on hit? Increased damage leech does health? Well, given what I've got here right now, I might as well try this out. See if I like it. Because if I like it, you know, I might want to keep it. We have a second one here. This one's LP2. Wow. Wonder what we can get on an LP2 relic. Something good, probably. We'll sell these, and we will continue our pillaging and murder. Wait, what do I have on my back? Why do I have what appears to be 2 daggers or short swords on my back while I'm wielding 2 Jelkhor's blast knives? I have questions. Anime rules. Unexpected. I'll buy that. Okay. Saying you need more than 1 belt. Okay. Sadly, I'm going to buy that too. Well, I'm having fun. And now we will start aggressively using our shift to get us through and get us to more murdering faster. And we killed that boss in a very small number of seconds. Having more cider, apple this time, also chocolate cookies. I like both of those things. I'm not sure I like them together, you know?
You killed him? If we pull this off, maybe I can give us some good news for once, eh?
Cookie in mouth, then add cider. I'm fairly certain you're a sick man. There's nothing wrong with that. Cookie in mouth, then add cider. I'm gonna have to say that's a no for me, I think. Although I will admit, if we were sitting down at a table together and you said, hey, cider? No, put the cookie in your mouth first, then add the cider. I'd do it. Out of curiosity, certainly. Politeness, partially. mean, I would like to be able to cleanse negative ailments, but not at the cost of cooldown. Cooldown reduction is a total of 12%. I don't want to give up the 10% of that. The single hit deals 50% of your health. Cooldown is reset. We would like to get that, I think. We would like to get that. Eventhau, it's a double chocolate cookie. Also the gun. I don't understand the also the gun. Was that in response to something I said, which is probable, and I don't remember what, because I'm me. That's right, I'm going here. More splodies. Off we go to the upper necropolis. Second processor conversation with my mouth. Yeah, that's not unusual at all. Are we having fun yet? Level 40. When this build really gets going, keep in mind, I just got the ability to do all this stuff 4 levels ago. When it really gets rolling, God, it is going to be busted. And this is why so many people are playing it. Like I said, the odds are decent. I'd have come up with a subset of this build once I realized that you could get detonating arrow triggered by explosive trap. Because I loved Jelkhor's blast knives in pre-release. So I think I would have found something similar, but I doubt I would have made it good like everyone else is. Hold a minute. I have to shut off the public channels in chat because gold spam. That's another UI issue. You can click on something sometimes forever and nothing happens. Do I enjoy the monolith system, or is that also something you wish had more to it? I do wish it had more to it, but it's not bad as it is. For a first release end game, it's got lots of hooks for adding complexity and interesting options. I think it's a very good, very, very good starter to build on. It's one of those elements of the game that has a lot of room to grow into. Now, they still have to make that growth happen for it to really, work. But the ability to, add corruptions and target farm with it, those are really good starting points. One of the reasons I think the game is so much better than D4, sadly, is that it has, I think, a lot more system hooks in place to make an even better game out of it than D4 does. They've got to do a lot of work in D4 to create enough, improvement space. Whereas this game already has enormous space for improvement. They've got to add a bunch of stuff before I think D4 can even really be competitive. Now, it's not a dead game, D4. It has a solid foundation. It's just not a very deep foundation.
Easy. Too easy.
And I think part of it is that this is a game that was designed very largely by ARPG nerds. It has that in common with PoE. Now, these are guys who loved D2 and they just wanted a better version of D2. Whereas the D4 designers, they got the shape but not the soul of the ARPG. It looks good. It plays decently well. Not, great, but it plays well. It looks great. Story I thought was interesting, and the cinematic storytelling was terrific. Net makes this build, I think, probably. Misshapen. Yeah, I would agree that it's misshapen because it's obvious that there are things that are missing. There are holes that they didn't fill. And that's what I think makes it feel misshapen. And the advantage I think that Ellie has over that is that the holes it has weren't really holes. What they are is simply rooms for expansion. You build a solid baseline system in, and it'll be much easier to build off of something like... There's a lot more room to improve and expand on the monolith system than there is nightmare dungeons. Let's put it that way. Really harsh critic. I tend to be really... I set a high bar for great praise or great blame. I tend to very much bell curve it. And so I think it is... Diablo 4 as a game is fine. It's not good. And that's the disappointment. For a Diablo game, it's catastrophically bad. For a game, an ARPG, it's okay. The thing that they would never have scrapped it, they plowed so much money down the pipe. Yeah, generally true. Although it depends. I will give Blizzard their due. One of the things they are willing to do is they are willing to cut the throat on a project that they don't think is going to work out. But I don't feel that after what happened with Diablo Immortal, I don't think they had that option in this case. Most of the time they're willing to pull the plug. But in this case, I don't think they were. That was also a lot of PR behind that statement to buy gamer cred. So, I mean, I think that's the advantage that Ellie has over D4 more than anything, is just as an example, is to draw the difference between Nightmare Dungeons and the Monolith system. The Monolith system is a good system with a whole lot of hooks to make even better, cooler, interesting stuff to do. Nightmare Dungeons are just dungeons. There's nothing interesting or deep about them. They're just dungeons. There's no system beyond it's a dungeon. One returns on investments, not great games. I think that you narrow it too much. There are people there who would look at it exactly that narrowly, but there are also those who know that the key to return on investment, at least in the PC market, is generally great games. I've lost connection. Right as I'm about to face the Emperor. This is the first time tonight I've had that happen. This is one of my big complaints. This used to happen pretty frequently, about every hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It happens less frequently now, but it shouldn't be happening with the release game. It really shouldn't. Now, there are game spaces where the quality of the game is far less important, where it's all about ROI. And that's, I would say, in the mobile game space. Mobile games have been proven, sadly, that quality doesn't really matter. What matters is popularity, and popularity tends to be sort of a snowball effect. And that is what I think leads to a lot of the decision making in PC game design and development these days that is really poisoned by what works, the assumption that what works in a mobile game market to make a whole shitload of money is going to work in the PCs. And historically, that's just not the case. Warcraft Remake and Overwatch 2, not designed by committee. The Warcraft Reforged thing was a catastrophe. That was mismanaged at every level, bottom to top. Overwatch 2, it depends. I think originally they were trying to make something really good. The final product in Overwatch 2, yeah, I would agree that that was an ROI release. But what Kaplan was trying to do, I think, was something more. He was trying to make a great game. He genuinely was. What we end up with wasn't.
I've heard your power. Let's see. No more games.
I'm going to be getting rid of the puncturing arrow real soon now. Time for the Admiral to die, I think. And he should be dead. There he goes. Spymaster, you're next. And he's gone.
Now's our chance. Use Herod's lance.
Yeah, the Warcraft remake I consider to be just laziness. That a caring about making a game. I don't even know if return on investment was a factor. It was just laziness. We have this product. Let's do a remake. We'll hand it to a studio that we don't care about. And they'll bungle it so awfully that we end up making no money out of it at all because we couldn't be bothered to pay attention. As much as I was hopeful for Overwatch 2 that Kaplan was trying to make, I think that the Warcraft Reforged is a far more damning example of what's wrong with Blizzard.
Oh gods, where am I now? Wait, is that smoke in the distance?
That a relatively small amount of time and effort, well, money and effort, could have made a game that was very successful and made them a lot of money, but they couldn't be bothered to even try and put in that relatively small amount of effort and just mailed in a not even minimally viable product. That one was greed, stupidity, and laziness. Whereas Overwatch 2, Kaplan was trying to create something good, and whether he left and the product fell apart, or the project fell apart, or whether the project was failing and he left isn't clear. I think both are certainly possible. But regardless, what they released as Overwatch 2 I found beyond disappointing. But I don't find it offensive. I wasn't even a Warcraft fan, for God's sake, and I found the Warcraft remake offensive. I have played Overwatch 2. I played a good bit in the beta. I bought it at launch. I played some, but not a lot. I bought Warcraft at the time because I bought all of Blizzard's games because I wanted to support them because they were making all of their games for PC and Mac at the time, and I wanted to support them because I was a Mac owner and Mac gamer. So I don't like so-called real-time strategy games. I've never liked them. There's nothing strategic about them. They're mostly click per minute fests. And I've never been good at that sort of thing. I've always preferred turn-based for my tactics and strategy games. But I bought it because I appreciated everything they did for Macintosh design. And I enjoyed their games, generally speaking, and I wanted to support the company. Imagine that. Because that's who Blizzard were at the time. You know, they made great games, and the fact that they were willing to make their games for a much less popular computer because they felt it was the right and smart thing to do made me want to support them even more. That's why people loved Blizzard back in the day, because the guys working on the games were gamer nerds like us. Harman Kardon? Well, I know Harman Kardon. Mostly by speakers, right? Sound equipment. I don't know about soundtracks by them, I know. Fort Rye. Google Harman Kardon sound sticks. Tell me if I recognize them. Oop. He hit me a little harder than I was pleased to have happen. Everything's blowing up in a most satisfactory fashion. Hold on a sec. Harman Kardon sound sticks. No. No, I have not seen those. Interesting looking speakers. What is that, a bass and then a couple of regular speakers? Made for the Macs in the 2000s. I'm going to show you my name tag from where I used to work. I'm going to cover up my name. There might be something there that, you know, would explain why I was concerned about the Mac game market. Iconic enough, permanent addition to the MoMA. Yeah, I can believe that. Some design is deserving of that. There was a day back in the Apple's heyday, especially with Joni Ive, when a lot of their stuff would qualify for that kind of placement.
Put your weapons here. Here. Come. We have much to discuss.
Teleport me. All right, where to next? Decisions. I don't think I've got enough of... Where is it? It turns... Where you can turn your dodge into a chance for glancing blow. I don't remember. We definitely don't want more mana consumed. Right now, mana's in an okay place. The haste, I think. Yeah, the haste. Oh, I played the version before the trap in pre-release. It's in Falconer. You have to play it in marksman. The search button for the skill point tree. Yeah, I will if I have to. We're going to go here first. Because you need explosive trap. No. Yeah, marksman, you need detonating arrow. So you have to play it as marksman, but the build puts no points into marksman. Using 2 Jelkhors. I played the 2 Jelkhors build before release and had a lot of fun with it. And so I got 2 Jelkhors pretty early on. And then it turned out that the Jelkhors build with explosive trap is busted. So, yeah, it's very strong. Block to glancing blows. Oh, thank you. Is in Falconer. Yeah, I'm not sure if that is a good call or not. But you'll note I did have a 3 LP Jelkhor. I didn't get the one I wanted most. I didn't get the crit multi. It's still nice. That's quite nice. But to get a 3 LP and not get the one you want most. Oh, the pain. EBM. Hi, EBM. This is Engelbert Meow has joined us. Flat Lightning is pretty good. Yep. EBM is a Guild Wars 2 streamer primarily, although lately she's been playing nothing but Helldivers, which I don't play. And she's awesome. She is a delight, and not at all, even slightly demented. I myself, most of my gameplay, streaming-wise, has been on Guild Wars 2, or the most on any other game. So, if you're a Guild Wars 2 fan, allow me to strongly recommend Engelbert Meow. She's cool. Hi, EBM. I'm playing Last Epoch, a nifty little build that it uses the marksman skills. And you'll note that the marksman skills have no points in them because you have to choose marksman, but it doesn't use any of the skills. Instead, it throws traps that blow things up. And it used detonating arrow. And evidently, I stick things with daggers to shoot arrows at them. It's complicated. It's complicated. I hope your evening's going awesome. Let's see, what was I doing? We just got here. We need to talk to Yulia.
We don't have much time. The lamp, perhaps it is, you will say that, but Raya is the larger threat.
I've been through the story so many times.
Then we must be ready.
The game has been out now for what, 3 weeks? 4? Not quite 4 yet. 3 weeks, something like that. And let's see, how many hours do I have? I had 419 hours at launch. So since it launched on the 21st, I think, I have put in another 162 hours in 3 weeks. Is that a lot? That's kind of a lot, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm a big fan of the game. I have another point to spend in 3 of my skills. Let's see. Where was I? I was going to get rid of this one. I'm going to respec out of puncture because I don't need it no more. And in goes smoke bomb. 6 points, huh? Where we want them. Smoke cloud levers larger area, duration longer, applies slow to enemies in the smoke, glancing blow chance. I like that. And I like slow, sure. At least one in there. Would spread the points around because, you know, I'm a generous guy. Talked me into it. I talked myself into it. I'm just such a convincing soul. Traps, throw traps. Yeah, we wanted that. Because we want our traps to throw more traps. Alright. Now, here, we're going to get a quest from a guy who wants us to get
Yes?
things that he needs to make medicine for his granddaughter. It turns out that's not what he needs them for. He needs them for boner meds. As an old guy, I resent this stereotyping of us old guys as needing to come up with a cure for our sick grandkids. Because I don't have any grandkids. On the other stuff, I refuse to comment. Oh, this is fun. This is a fun build. It really is. But then, as I've mentioned before, I enjoy trap builds in Path of Exile, so. And that's exactly what this plays like, except it plays like a really solid one. And EBM, if you're still with me, I too need to play more Guild Wars 2. I want to build at least one set of open world legendary armor, but I've been caught up in last Epoch now for 3 weeks since launch. And it launched like a week before the latest content drop for Guild Wars 2. And so I'm logging in and doing my dailies and not much more in Guild Wars 2. And I feel shame. One more piece to finish it off, you lucky devil. But you see, the thing is, open world stuff I can do. Fractals would require me to interact with other human beings, and I'm not sure that's in my wheelhouse. Let's see, where would we like to go? Where do we go from here? Ooh, people. I agree completely, Nodnox. Who wants to interact with people? I tell you. Burst applies frailty. I like frailty if they have it, not if I have it, obviously. Although emotionally, I am terribly fragile. As you would expect, I am a delicate blossom. I keep getting points on Weaver's Will, and I haven't checked as to what that's actually coming in as. Physical resistance on this one, that's a nice start. Here, health regen per second and cold resistance. Okay, well, the cold resistance is certainly welcome here, given how crappy mine is. And how I'm going to be facing a lot of cold stuff. This is what happens when you just are power leveling through stuff and not worrying about your defenses. I'm going to put 50-50 odds that the bosses here at the end of this little area, the Wengari Patriarch and Matriarch, give me the old dirt nap. Because in the pre-release version of the game, I could count on most of my characters getting their first death to those two, the Wengari Patriarch and Matriarch. We got a unique drop, Titanheart. No LP. Hopefully, if I remember to throw smoke. When I get to them, maybe I'll survive long enough to kill them before they kill me. But if they kill me, at least it would be because I predicted it. Well, not because I predicted it, but at least I would have the knowledge that having predicted it, my shame will be lessened. All right, we're going in just a second. All right, we're going in. Here we go. Here we go. How about if I throw a decoy first? Well, I got the Patriarch, and he's the worst. And that should be the Matriarch. Whoop! This freaking build. It's pretty good. And I'm such a fan of trap builds from PoE anyway. It's right in my wheelhouse of game style that I enjoy. Fast moving, lots of splodies.
That was close.
I mean, come on. Everything's blowing up. That's level 44. And we have finished this area out. We head back to Hailboria. I'm going to take this all the way through. Finishing off this map, I need to refill my cup. The Assassin in D2. I don't remember D2 well enough, frankly. I played it a lot when it came out, but I was not one of those players who played it obsessively for years. I have a friend who played it for years. So frankly, I just don't remember. As threatened, I have returned. Big part of your early teenage years. Well, I mean, I played it to death. And not in my teenage years, obviously.
Yes.
Marksman, as if we'd put any in Marksman. I just don't think there's actually anything we ever take. I mean, that's not bad. Focus fire, you have additional dexterity when you hit a boss or rare enemy. You reduce its dodge rating. That's not really actually very good at all. Yeah, there's basically nothing in Marksman gets taken, despite the fact that we are a Marksman build. It's complicated. Anything else in Falconer we need immediately? Damage with weapons. With one-hand weapons. Block effectiveness per dex. I'm not sure if we take that or not. What over in Blade Dancer? Anything over here? Gain a stack of flow. I'm not sure if flow works. Glancing blow. There we are. Oh, you said Falconer had. I've got health. Oh, that's right. It was the dodge into glancing blow. I'm not sure if I want that or not. That's one I'll have to think about. But over here in Blade Dancer, dex and glancing blow is absolutely a good choice. Over here, more of those, I think.
Gods be with you.
So I'm going to take this through the rest of Hailboria here. We will fight the biggest, most pissed off int in the world. And then I will skip to the end game and I will do, I think, one monolith. And then probably call it an evening. So that's 20 minutes to half an hour, I would think. Maybe as little as 15. Because this build is strong. And I obviously am a superb game player who could not conceivably die. Oh, it's past the chain. Oh, everything just dies in such a delightful fashion. When we explode them. Alright, that's one of the things I needed. I got a Bitterwing Fang. This is for the old man's. Boner meds, sorry. Sorry, old man, that's what they are. That's the kind of thing that'll kill me, is me getting in the way of a whole bunch of fire from the ice elementals. Oh, there we go. Thank you for... Those ice elementals who fire a whole machine gun of ice attacks, and if you're not paying attention or if you're stuck with no place to move or no dodge available, they'll hurt. And out we go. We need like an Eber liver, not lever. Probably a lever too, but definitely a liver. Hold on. Time for a quick sip. There's always time for a quick sip. And there we have his liver for the guy who wants it for his boner meds. I will read you the dialogue because it's so troubling. We've got another unique drop, an amulet, bleeding heart. Really good leveling amulet, unless you're a caster, in which you can do what I did and kill your character with it, going into the first map. After getting to town and equipping it from my stash and throwing spells and poisoning myself and dying. Don't use it on a spellcaster, just my advice. Because, as you notice, you were inflicted with bleed, sorry, not poison, when you cast a spell. So I'm going spell, 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 die. What the hell's putting those bleeds on me? Oh, I am. Oh, gods, I can't keep lying to you. Do you want to know what they're really for? I'd really rather not. Well, you see, after my wife passed, I thought that stage of my life was over, but I met the most fetching woman at the last Harvest Festival. Older than I, believe it or not. And, well, she started looking at me with those eyes, and I... Please, don't. This has been Lens Theater. I hope you've enjoyed it. Another one of those would be nice, sure. I like those.
Farewell.
Pardon the slurp, but it's so delicious I can't say no. It says, drink me, Lens. Drink me. Oh, okay. Oh, those little things, they hit hard, those cats. They stun and hit hard, so, yeah. And those are the guys that could easily kill me. Pardon me, I have to blow my horn. I hate to toot my own horn. And that was the horn that was tooting. And into the Temple of Heorot. A couple of maps here, and then we fight the enormous pissed off ent of whom I spoke. Well, one good thing about those ice elementals is, at least if I throw mines at them, they don't move past them. They stand still and eat it. Oops. Or Weaver's Wheel improvement. I'm not sure I'm going the right way. This is, I don't think... no, it may get us there. Level 45, by the way. Thank you. May get us there. This is just not normally the way I normally go. This is not normally the way I normally go. This is the way I repeat myself repetitively. More Weaver's Will improvements. God.
They won't forget.
Boss. Bossy mob. That was a pretty nifty fast kill, gotta say. We were putting points into Dex and Glancing Blow. Another point in our shift. Because we're shifty. My apologies to everyone. Off to Farwood we go. Understanding of that is that you understand it. That's pretty fair understanding, then. All right.
Easy. Too easy.
Poor little fellers. Everything's just blowing up all around them. Must be terribly confusing. I've got to be getting close to finishing off both of those Weaver's Will items that I'm currently leveling up, because it certainly feels like I've been seeing an awful lot of those. The Frozen Roots. We'll take a quick look. Health regen and cold resistance. That's a lot of cold resistance. And up here, fizz resistance and increased void damage. Well, I don't do any void damage. We've got 4 left there and 3 left there on the Weaver's Will. Hi, Grail.
You're alive, but hadn't you? What? What? Who cares about that?
Exactly. Who cares about that? Thanks, Grail. We feel the same way. And there's another Weaver's Well point added. Lots of splodies. We've got splodies. Splodies for everybody. Splodies of all sizes. Non-denominational splodies. It's just an awful lot of explodies, I gotta say. Very satisfying to play, fun, very efficient and effective. The Tomb of Morditas or Morditas.
What's left is locating the lance.
That's right, all that's left is rotating, or possibly locating. All right, this guy hits really, really hard, and he can kill me too if I'm not paying attention, or even if I am. He is the world's biggest, most pissed off ent. I'm gonna try to burn him down all the way. Got him. Build's pretty good.
Finally.
Build's pretty good. Clang.
We have the lance, which you... But why?
We have the lance.
Tell me more.
The lamp.
The lance. Lonce, I think. Don't know the word, but evidently it's a thing. Turning in the quest, I think, should give me the missing idols.
I know things are great. Of course. All that is all that is yes. If what to be honest, I can't imagine it. But I will take your warnings to heart.
Return to Heorot. I think he gives me the last 3. I'm not sure though. I don't think I missed anything. We're here. Shadows, let's see. Cleanses ailments. Cleansing ailments is good. For what ails you. I already turned that in. I already have a point here. I'm getting cloaks of shadows and stuff. We'll run over to Heorot, and that should give me my last 3 idols, I think. I have all 15 points. I'm missing one more slot reveal, and I think I get it when we talk to Heorot. He's a god, you know. He's like an elk centaur if the human head was replaced with a really big and badass looking elk head. I didn't want to miss a shrine. I didn't want it to feel unfulfilled.
That was close.
Let's talk to Heorot, see if that gets me my other 3. I think it should, but one time it didn't, and I had to do the first quest in the next map. Hopefully that's not the case here.
I see you have returned.
Yeah, I've returned to talk to me. Give me your blessing.
I shall bear my final blessing.
Thanks, bro.
Even the gods cannot
We have heroes.
observe
We must.
what
We'll
fate
travel between
intends
death here
for
with
us.
me. Let's end up.
No, I didn't get him, I don't think.
Farewell.
Later did. Crap. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. The last character I ran through got everything, and I don't think I skipped anything on this character that I didn't on that, although obviously I must have.
We have Herod's blessing. We must. You're right. We'll travel from, but we should get to the coast. There's a set. We have Herod's.
Yeah,
We must
yeah,
move
okay.
on. We'll travel west towards the sea. The dawn is there.
Alright, well, Alright. I'm gonna keep going. I said I would get to, the monolith, the end game. And I will. Even if I have to murder every monster between here and Lagon. Lagon's another god. Kind of a dick. And he has been, to many of the players of Last Epoch, has been the first real test. As the number of players, most notably the hardcore players, of course, who got killed when they got to Lagon, was a significantly larger number than one might have expected. That is a boss fight where it has quite punishing mechanics.
That was close.
I learned how to avoid most of the mechanics in the pre-release stage, where I died a lot. Now, as I said, I had about 419 hours in the game, I think it was, before it launched. So I've been playing this for a long time. I bought it in early access 3 or 4 years ago, maybe more. And every big release I would play it, and it improved a lot. My hopes got higher and higher for the game, and for the most part, it has met those elevated hopes.
We have a problem. It is you then. They're holed up in the pier. If you think you stand a chance, show no mercy.
Show no mercy. Not sure if this gets me the quest I need or not. Gets me the last 3 icons. Spaces, because I need those. I have a couple of Fortall icons, and I think I need those spaces open to use them. They're like, throw an extra trap, explosive trap, and plus 20 odd to elemental resists on one of them. Don't remember what the secondary is on the other, but the other one's, but the primary is the same. An extra explosive trap, which when you're flinging around a whole bunch of explosive traps, you know, as you see here, I do need to figure out what it is I'm missing pretty frequently now that I didn't used to miss at all. That's making me come up a couple of idols short. In one case, idols and also a skill point short. No. Partway done. It ends here. It sure does. For you. Gotta say my trap throwing is not great. I am consistently overshooting, which is not optimal. Throwing traps behind something that's running towards you. Less effective. Oh, Covenant of Dominion. He's big. And now dead. You'll note I'm also like not really even looking at the loot. Because while anything here might be useful in the short term, it's not going to be useful in the long term. I've got enough gearing that I can push my way through stuff without too much trouble. Alright, we got him. That's level 47. Back to Deep Harbor. Don't worry. It's a sarsaparilla. He's lying. Don't believe him. Where did I go? Where did I go? What do we have here? Initial burst also cleanses negative ailments on allies. Pfft. As if I would play with other human beings. Get real. I've heard of them. Your bow attacks. Bow attack. What's a bow attack?
Can I help you?
No, I'm just gonna speak to the ferryman, head west through Lake Leoth. Yeah, we've got to do the first bit of Lake Leoth then to open up. I wish I knew what I was missing. I'm not doing something that's not. I'm not getting the last unlock on idols. I'm skipping a few of the optional quests, and one or more of the optional quests I'm skipping would reward me with the idols that I now have to do an extra optional quest for. It's not fair. I'd like to complain. Too easy. Look, I understand the bird folk are the enemies. Well, what makes some humans work with the bird folk? That's my question. What kind of race trader, okay, species trader, works with the birds? I think we actually have to go this way. They're birds. They are freaking literal birds. We don't have the phrase bird brains because they're smirt. It's understandable the birds worship the bird god. Well, I can say that any human who worships the bird god, sooner or later, they're going to pay the bill. Sorry. Not really sorry. Leoth's Road. I gotta keep drinking to keep my strength up. Alright. There's the attack here, which I need to help defeat. And then we talk to Leoth, who's a bit mental. And she wants us to clear out her tower, and we do that, and then we talk to her again, and I think after that, we will get those last 3 idle points, and I will do... Yeah, he didn't last long. And then I'll do the first monolith. And call it an evening. I will not be streaming tomorrow. Part because I need a day off, and also in part because I'm enjoying my beverages this evening, and so I may not feel like streaming tomorrow. Most of the time when I enjoy my beverages the next day, I have no energy and even less ambition. I do not, fortunately for me, suffer the classic hangover. Not in a long, long time. Hi, Leoth.
Yes. Oh, I see you helped clear out the rabble down.
Yeah, I did.
I thank you for your effort.
Let's see. Where to next? Not ready to start throwing mana around at it. That's mana efficiency and throwing attack speed. Additional trap drop. Yeah, that's a good one, I think. I think it's a good one. So I think we now go into her tower. We clear it out of all the bird brains. Talk to her a second time, and I think that gets us these last 3 idle slots unlocked.
Easy. Too easy.
Well, I don't know about too easy, but yeah, pretty easy. But then I am kind of a badass. Alright. Are you not dead yet, sir? Why are you not dead yet? Because you have a lot of hit points, evidently. This would be the reason. That ought to do it for him. And we grab Leoth's books. Or we may actually have to get to town. Either way, it should be pretty quick. Where were we going from here? Don't know. Those were my things exploding. I hope. That'll do for now. We can always change it later. Birds, man, they just never learn. 3 hours on a normal weekday, someone is having some measure of fun at least? Yeah. It is unusual. Well, actually, when I tend to stream longer when I'm really into a game, as I've been in Last Epoch for a while now, but also City of Heroes. Right now, me and City of Heroes have had something of a breakup. We had a fight, so I don't know when I'll be going back to City of Heroes. But a lot of my City of Heroes streams were running 2.5 or 3 hours. In this particular case, I would have finished up about 20 minutes ago or so, except I said, and I want to live up to that, that I was going to do one monolith after I finished up the storyline stuff. The slab. Would you like to go to my lab and see what's on the slab? But in this case, I don't want to leave the idols incomplete. Throw me the whip. Throw me the idol. It's no time. Throw me the whip. Adios, senor. Okay, I think we come in here, into Thedema, turn in some quests. Two of the last 3 days I played, I think it was 2 of the last 3 days I played City Heroes, I got a quest. You know, most quests in City Heroes are, you go into a place, there's this group of 3 mobs, you kill them, you kill 8 or 10 groups of like 3 mobs, and you fight a boss or do a thing, push a button, something. Those are fine. But these were more like 30 groups of mobs instead of 8 or 10. And it's frustrating and boring. It's just so boring and tedious. There's the 3 slots. That it made me furious with the game. Because of stuff that was done, 15 years ago by devs who should know better. Boring stuff. Like I was complaining about earlier with this game, where he's the I didn't want to actually go. Where I was complaining about the hit point sponge mobs. It's just not fun. And if there were a whole lot more of those, I would stop playing because it's just that much not fun. But I'm going to go to the end of time now because, well, we got the things we were missing. Wait, what? Wait, there we are. Okay, there we are. We got the last idle spots. And we turned in the quest back there. So we now have all of the idle slots. If you don't know what an idle... I've left too many of these empty. These are small items that will do things. They're largely used for balancing out your resistances and the like. Get some minor buffs, and in some cases getting pretty substantial buffs. These also are not craftable. They're draft only. Drop only. Draft only. What the bleep is draft only? So, we're in the end of time. Note, at the end of time, there's an enormous black hole that's devouring the universe. You know, the way that is. And technically here, we're not looking at the black hole. We're looking at the event horizon of the black hole. The point at which light can no longer actually escape the pull of gravity. Nor can anything else, for that matter. This is the end game. These are the monoliths. You open up paths to these other islands. You fight echoes of the past to try and guide the past. Except Hawking radiation, very good. That is sometimes referred to as fuzzy black holes back in the day. Hawking radiation, and also there is evidence, in fact, that information does eventually escape out as well. Hawking radiation happens, given enough time, a black hole will evaporate if there's nothing else getting sucked into it. This also means this is why we don't have to worry about people we're talking about with the super collider and the European collider. That, oh, they're going to create a black hole. It's going to destroy the Earth. That's not how it works. Even if they created a tiny black hole, the smaller the mass of the black hole, the faster it evaporates. CERN, thank you. So the smaller the mass of a black hole, the faster it evaporates. So even if we smashed things together and created a black hole, faster than we could see it even exist, it would evaporate. You would have to create a much, much, much larger black hole for us to even know it was there. The realm of physics, when you get out to the extremes, is fucking nuts. A friend of mine who went into astrophysics and currently works for NASA used the description about the undergraduate education at the University of California, Berkeley. It was a 5-quarter class in physics, Physics 5A through E. And he basically said each quarter they teach you why everything you learned the last quarter wasn't right. Not completely true, but certainly a bit of truth in it. All right. So I'm here, and this is what the island looks like, a bunch of little connected echoes. And you choose an echo, and it'll have some affixes describing what you'll get from it and what you'll face in it. So for instance, in this one, the successful completion will give me some additional experience. You don't understand much until you understand how little you understand. Yeah, well, anytime I see anything based in commercial advertising, by commercial I mean companies advertising or with press releases, and they talk about quantum anything, I know immediately it's bullshit. Quantum gets thrown around like a magic word, like a shibboleth. But that's not how physics works. Unfortunately. Be cool if it did. So this is the beginning of the endgame content. These guys are 10 levels, was 11 levels over me, I think, if I remember the numbers correctly. And what I'm doing here is I have to kill things. If you notice on the right, it says I have to destroy a soul spire. There's a soul spire somewhere that's shooting these green beams at me. And I need to destroy the thing that's firing green beams at me while I shoot things and blow them up. And try not to get hit by them or the green beams. That's my first exalted item. Purple. Purple in this game, good color. What it means is normally regular yellow items can only drop with any given affix or, thing on it, resistance or damage or anything like that up to tier 5. A purple item will have a tier 6 or 7 on it, and those cannot be crafted. They can only be available as drops. So that means it has one affix that's really, really good. And sometimes you can craft on and turn it into an awesome item, and sometimes you'll craft, and it'll be close to being an awesome item, and then it'll blow up in some unpleasant way that makes Nodnox hate the game. Pardon me if I have overstated. Correct. Thank you. Nodnox does not like the random in it, which is an understandable point of view. These guys bad. Hey, look, I kill you once. Coming back to life is not fair. It's just not kosher, as it were. Alright, we got the last one to blow up, and we will have finished our first monolith. And after you do enough monoliths, usually about 10 for the default ones like these, it'll open up a boss. You beat the boss, and it unlocks the path to the next monolith. Open portal. Echo portal. I'll open this up. It'll drop 3 books of experience. Little glowing blue things. You can see my XP down here. And it looks like it's about a third of a pip each. So about a 30th of a level each. Plus we get more stuff over here. And that is the short version of what the end game looks like. And we reached it here at about level 47. We picked up a couple of levels there. And I'm going to call it an evening here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me very, very much. As always, I am very appreciative of having you hang out, chatting, or looking, or lurking. I'll try to have a good evening. Nod knocks, you too, because yours is going to be a long one. I should be back not tomorrow, but on Thursday at my usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe. I don't know what I'll be playing. Might be Last Epoch. Might be Guild Wars 2. Might be more of the Thaumaturge. Could be City of Heroes. Could be something else that I haven't. Depends on whatever my tiny little brain figures out at the last minute. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Back in a couple of days. Hopefully you will see me soon. I hope the rest of your Tuesday night? Yeah, Tuesday night goes great. And the rest of your week goes quick. I'm back in a couple of days. Take care. Good evening. And ciao for now.